Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to start a new topic, that is JDBC connection. So we are going to learn how we can connect our Java program with MySQL database. So first of all, we are going to create a new file, that is Java file. Select Java project, next, and we are going to name it as JDBC example. And you can select your environment. I have chosen 1.8, then next, and then finish. So you can see we have a source folder. Here we are going to first create a package, that is, suppose org is our package name, and then inside this I'm going to create my class, and the class name will be read. So we have created our class, but one more thing we need before getting started. We need MySQL connector jar file, which you can download from Google Chrome. I'll post this link in the description and you can download it from here. You can see that we have a jar file with 2.4 MB. So you can click on it and it will get downloaded. So what we have to do is right click on the project, then go to build path, then configure build path, and in the libraries you can just click on add external jars, and inside that you can select that connector. You can see that it's imported in the build paths. So apply and then apply and close. So here we have MySQL connector. Now what we need is uh, we have to open MySQL workbench. So whenever you open MySQL workbench, you can see that my username is displayed here, which is like root, and this is the path, that is localhost, and the port number is 3306. So whenever I click on this, it will ask me for password. In this case, my password is 1234. So I have to remember this password and my username and this service link as well. So click on OK. So here I have four schemas. I'm going to create a new one. So my schema name will be tutorial. So you can see my schema is created. Now inside this, whatever I write here, it will be saved in this tutorial, but I have to select it first. Like you can see the practice is in bold letters. So right now practice is selected. I have to select tutorials. So I can simply double click on it and this will be selected. So these are my commands. First of all, I'm going to create the table, and then I can check if my table is created. Yes. So here I have ID as int, then I have name, then age and address. So this is a simple table that can store user information. And right now I have not inserted anything, just clicked on this select star from customer, and that's why it shows only four columns and no data inside this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all these things and run it. When I run it, it will be added to the list. You can see that uh, my data is filled in the database. So this is my database. What I need to do is I have to import this database in my Java program. So Let's minimize this. I'm not going to write the whole program. I'll just paste my code here. So we have to import some of the files as well. So these are these files. Let's save it. So first of all, I have written this string URL, string uname and password. So I'm going to explain what is this. So first of all, URL is the URL to our database. That is, whenever you open the workbench, you can see this is the username and this is the local host. When you click on it, it will show the service, that is MySQL @localhost 3306. So this is the URL, and in the end we have the schema name. In this case, our schema is tutorial. So I'm gonna change this to tutorial. All right. So the URL is changed. Then this username is my username, that is root, and the password is 1234 that I have mentioned before. So from now we are going to write all of our code in the try catch block. So first of all, what we did is we made the connection. So here we have used connection and driver manager dot get connection, and we have inserted our URL, username and password, all of these things. Remember, these things are in string format. So whenever you put this into the connection will be created. When this happens, I am writing that my connection is created. So I can mark it as like, so that it will appear in the console. After that, what I am doing is I am writing my SQL query that I have to implement. So in the workbench, you can see that I am writing here, select star from customers. So I'll write this same query in my Java program in the string format. So I have taken one variable with the string data type, and I have written the code, that is SQL query. Then we have used statement, and we are creating the statement. What we are doing is we are using stmt as the variable statement variable, and we are using result set as rs. So if we have to execute the query, what we are doing is we are writing stmt dot execute query, and here we are writing this query, and we are using this result set to store the query, the results of the query. All right, so whatever this will return, that is uh, whatever this statement will be returning, that is this database, the table, it will be stored in the rs, and this rs of is of result set data type. So now what I have to do is I have to store each and every column of this table. So for doing that, I have to create variables. For suppose if this id is integer format, and name is varchar, and age is again integer, and then address is varchar. So what I'm going to do is I'll be taking four variables. Let's suppose id as int, and then what I'm going to do is I'll write rs dot get int and the column number, that is the first column I want to extract. So I am writing here rs dot get int and the column name, that is very first one in the id format. Then I am going to extract the names. So name is a string type of variable, and I am extracting rs dot get string and the second column, that is this column. The id is very first column, the name is second one, and then comes the age, which is the third column. So then I'm again taking a very integer variable age, and I am extracting get int as and third column. Then I'm marking address as a string variable, and then extracting string from that column. So you can see that I am marking the column numbers as well. That is first, second, third, and fourth. So all my data is saved in these four columns. You can also see that I am using a while loop, and the condition is that rs should be having a next element, which means it will only iterate until the last column. So you can see every time this while loop runs, a new data will be saved in these four variables. Like in the very first iteration, 1001 will be saved in ID, Aman will be saved in name, and so on. So when the next iteration starts, this will be like disappeared. So we have to print it every time in the while loop. So for doing that, what I'm doing is I'm using a print statement that is like ID, and I am using ID, the variable, and then I'm writing name, and then the name variable, then age and the age variable, and address and the address variable. To mark spaces between these, I am writing this additional line, which is a dotted line, which will indicate that our next loop has begun and the previous one is done. So let's save this and run this program. Yeah, so you can see this is the very first line which indicates that the connection is created. So whenever this connection will be created, this will print. After that, we have this line printed for the first time, and it shows these data like ID, name, age, and address for the first user or customer. And after that, we have the second column, third, and fourth, and so on. To make it more clear, I'm gonna write. So you can see, are all of the four elements are printed. So what if I try to add one more column in the database so that we can check if it's affecting our program or not. So let's mark it as 1005 and change it to Amit. Then age will be 24 and address will be Hyderabad. So if I insert it in the columns and then we'll print. So see, now I have five overall columns. So let's check if this happens in the program as well or not. So I'm going to run the program again. Yeah, you can see the Amit is added. Every time you run it, it will only show the database elements, not elements by itself. So that's the first operation, that is read operation from the database. We can also do delete, create, and update operation. So this is just the read. If you want to create a table, or if you want to create an column inside the database, we can also do that from this simple program. So we'll do that in the next videos. So guys, if you like this video and you find this content interesting and you want us to make more contents like this, then you can like this video, you can subscribe to the channel, and you can share this video as well, and write us in the comment box. Thank you so much.